guys, if we're recording here, welcome back. We are back here working on this website. Remember this guy? It's over here at Magic Skin Tech. So at the moment, this website is directing out to the Infinity Free version. But I've gone and changed some things that I might be able to show you guys. So, in the GoDaddy domain records area, we've got DNS, registration settings, all these settings. I went into DNS records. We initially had a whole bunch of, what do you call it? A whole bunch of, like CNAME records from just about everything. We had them from Shopify, from GoDaddy, from, I think there were like 4 CNAME records. I think this is the A-name record we might need. But also when I'm on the dashboard over here at the hosting accounts on my Infinity Free site, when I'm looking at this right panel, we've got this as the current IP, current address. It does recognize that GoDaddy is the registration, and it does have a valid SSL status. It's an active certificate. And so things are looking good, at least on this end. You can see over here on the right side, I have the current name servers for Infinity Free now. So the way that I went about doing that was when I was in GoDaddy, I was over here, and when you go to name servers and you go to change name servers, you can see now it shows that Infinity Free are the name servers. If I was to go back into change name servers, I could potentially choose GoDaddy name servers. It'll go back to my GoDaddy account. So basically, because I'm not using hosting under GoDaddy, I would have access to my Magic Skin Tech account that has the automatic GoDaddy extension. I don't know what it is. Like, it would be something along the lines of magicskintech.godaddy.com, something like that, or magicskintech.godaddy23.com or something like that. Like, you would have their domain instead of just like a smooth.com. So you've got to add these name servers, and if you are not comfortable with cleaning up your own records, you can, if you're using GoDaddy, you can basically open up a support chat. They can remote into your computer and see if there's any, or you can just share your screen and they can see what's up. I don't know what they do. I can't remember. I haven't used their assistants in a pretty long time at this point. But basically, you would be able to have them tell you what to do if things aren't working smoothly after you've tried a lot of different stuff. So coming back over here, what I'm in the process of doing is connecting the site. So at the moment, when I search magicskintech.com, it redirects out, you can't really see it, but it redirects out up top at this URL to magicskintech.infinityfreeapp.com. So what I did, I go over to control panel. What I'm I'm in the control panel and logged in there, I go down to Softoculus, if you remember. Where is it? Another thing you can do, just real quick, I'm not going to click this. You can do this site.pro website builder, but I would not recommend it. It's quick and dirty, but literally quick and dirty. I can show you an example of what that looks like over here. If you were to use that, I don't have it anymore. I don't have it open anymore. This is a different control panel. But if you were to use that, it would basically give you a site that says Site Pro at the top, and it's got this window, like basically your website would fit within where my mouse arrow is on the left here. The left side of the window would start about there, and the right side of the window would be kind of over on the right over here. They have these weird templates that kind of cut off the sides, and they're really funky to try to use. Like, they're very like point and click, but they've got all these different panes and all these different like overlapping sections that it's just so tedious to try to use. I would not recommend this unless you really want to play around. And it also has like ads and stuff popping up, so I'm not a fan. But if you just want to use something that works and you don't want to go through all the other hoops, it should work for you. So once you go to your control panel and you get down to Softoculus Apps Installer, you're gonna basically go down to your Softoculus. That name is so weird. So last time, if you remember, we didn't choose the HTTPS : / You want to choose that for the security, and you also want to make sure you are no longer using this infinityfreeapp.com or whatever extension you chose for your free site. If you have a paid GoDaddy domain, after you've connected everything like we did last time, you're gonna go to your paid for domain. Let me see. I'm not gonna scroll all the way down because it's got a password down there, but you're gonna basically, let's see. You're gonna put your username and password. You're gonna put your blog name, site description, and then there's going to be an install button at the very, very bottom of this screen. I don't want to reveal my passwords, so I'm going to enter that, and then as I pause you guys, and then I'm going to come back and keep recording here. Alright guys, so it's going to be up to you at this point at the bottom of the screen if you want to manage themes and select themes off of WordPress themes or Softoculus themes, or like right now we're just installing WordPress in general. We're probably gonna have to go back, honestly, because WordPress should already be installed. It's telling me connection was lost. Are we having a bad internet day? Let's see. It may take 3 to 4 minutes. Are we loading? Looks like it's loading. Now, one thing I did have to do with a different website was because WordPress was already installed, I ended up having to go back in and uninstall the previous WordPress, and then from there, after uninstalling it, I went and installed the new WordPress. Now this is an issue that for some reason with this online shop I'm having the same issue every time with this slow loading. It says 3 to 4 minutes, but I just did this on a different website earlier today and it did not take 3 to 4 minutes. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go in and show you how to uninstall WordPress if it's already in and you need it uninstalled, because I might have different versions of it. So you can go up here at this top panel. You have control panel, WordPress manager, you've got script demos, you've got all this stuff up top here that you can do. You can import installations. You've got all of your installations, and then you can go to WordPress Manager. I don't remember which one I did, if it was WordPress Manager or all installations, but let's go to all installations. Okay, maybe let's not. Sorry. For this website, for some reason I have issues with this Softoculous. It does not usually want to log me in. So I don't really know if it's going to or not. I guess we're about to find out. Alright, so sometimes, honestly, I have a hard time logging into this control panel. So what I have to do sometimes is I go back over to Infinity Free, click on control panel, and then it takes me back here. I go back into Softoculous, and then it just, like, I went, like I told you guys, up here. So WordPress Manager didn't have what I was looking for. I went to all installations. So under all installations, it shows you what's installed here. And you can uninstall or remove. Trying to make sure I'm doing the right thing, sorry. I think what I did last time, I clicked here. I went to manage the WordPress installations. You gotta be kidding me. Maybe that's not what I went to. But, alright, here we go again. Okay, what I'm trying to do here is uninstall this. So, last time I didn't click the remove, there was a button that literally said uninstall. But I guess if it's not really getting me there, like I can't seem to log in, which is my issue. So I don't really know what to do about that. I guess this is the same screen it led to though, was removing WordPress. So I'm gonna remove the one that I had previously installed and see if that helps. Because for some reason I'm having some strange issue over here. It's kind of hard to tell. See, it always keeps saying connection is lost, but I don't know why it keeps saying that. Maybe it is my connection in the house, but I don't think so. I don't know. But things like this get a little bit annoying sometimes. So let's say I'm gonna do some airplane moding. Turn off the Wi-Fi, put it back on. I don't like my Wi-Fi to automatically connect all the time, so I've actually turned that off so that I have to manually go in and do it. Yeah. See, it's not letting me uninstall. It's not letting me do anything. So let's try this again. See, I wasn't having this problem earlier. So let's file manager. See how it automatically just logs in. Now I'm kind of curious to know why I'm having this issue with this one, but I wasn't having this issue with the other website. See, it says I don't have any installation, so I guess it's doing what I say, but it's not saying that it's doing what I say. Alright. I want to make sure we're looking at it all from scratch. So let's see if it cuts again, because I really don't know what's going on. This is kind of strange. Maybe if I just do a quick install, but I want to make sure the passwords and everything are solid. The other time too, it said this: a trusted SSL certificate was not found. I don't really know a workaround for that in particular, so I'm not too sure why it says it that way. Alright, passwords entered, and here we are again. Let's see what happens. I don't know what is up. Okay, we're past the 2% this time. We're at 8%. So, and the reason why I'm going through this in real time is because these are like my real time issues that are coming up. So, you know, I feel like if it's coming up for me, it might be coming up for other people. So if I want to log in to the back end of my WordPress, I would go here and put in the username and password. Last time I searched Magic Skin Tech, like I told you, it redirected to Magic Skin Tech. Alright, so now when I go in, I typed up top https://magicskintech.com, and we are seeing today's accurate date. Hello World blog. So we are now correctly directing to the site that we want to direct to. It's no longer going back to Infinity Free. So now when I go to my .com, at the moment it's going to come to this blog. So what I want to do, instead of using this blog, I want to go back and try and put in a theme for a WordPress, not for Cadence, remember? So let's find that same theme that we had on the Infinity Free, and we are going to put that onto Cadence. So let's see. We're gonna go here where they told us we can go, or you could copy and paste this. I'm gonna have to log in. Maybe it'll log me in automatically. Okay, it got me there automatically. I didn't have to do anything. That's nice. So if you remember how to do this from last time, it's pretty much the same steps. On the left panel, you're gonna go to your themes. You're gonna then go to add theme, and you're gonna search Cadence. I mean, you could probably use any of these if you like them as well, but I'm calling this AI April, leading into AI this month. We all know kind of how against the AI I am, but I'm trying to embrace it some more, so this is part of that, even though this whole process was started in March. Had to kind of sit on things for a couple days. I was working on some other stuff, So it's going to give me the option for pre-made templates or AI templates. I'm going to go for the pre-designed because last time it didn't take the AI ones. So in pre-designed, I'm going to go to free only to filter. I know exactly what it looks like for the one that I chose last time. I'll show you guys this. For gaming compute at the moment, at this very second, gaming compute looks like this. I'm gonna go through and edit everything, but I'll show you guys that just in a second. Because I've been updating my main website where I post the podcast stuff anyways. So, oh boy, I didn't see it. Did you see it? I didn't see it. Oh, there it is. And I'm just gonna go through next. I mean, you can come back in and edit this. You'll have to go back to your WordPress admin and you can always edit. Sometimes if you pick a lot of plugins, it doesn't work right away, but I'm gonna try it again. Now if you look at what these plugins are, you've got plugins for calendars, for events, for orders with WooCommerce, and you've got fundraising options, not opportunities, with fundraising options. You don't have to use all this, but if you want to, you can set it up so it's available. Start the import. It takes a little bit. Took me quite a few minutes last time. So while this is loading, I'm gonna go make some lunch, and then it should be done by the time I'm done eating. Alright guys, so if you ended up getting this, this happened to me before too, and it said please manually install and activate required plugins, then try again. If you hit return, it'll take you back to that plugins area. You want to make sure the mandatory ones are selected. Goodness. It's taking a while. Okay, so it's gonna bring us back here, make you kind of do it again, and like I did last time, just blow through it. I guess this one maybe wasn't working. I don't know what it was, but last time I went to finish and install, it did actually last time tell me that it did on that previous page before it came into this one here. It did recognize last time on another site that on the left it did say that certain plugins didn't install correctly. Do you want to install and just kind of skip those? And it actually did skip them and was able to install everything. So here we are waiting to see what happens if everything's going to install. I don't know if it's going to be faster or slower, but as you can see, there is a waiting process. I don't know how long that took. I went to go heat up some food, which took about 10 minutes or so. So maybe it took about 10 minutes or under last time. I'm not sure how long it's going to take this time. It should be a little bit faster because a lot of the plugins should be hopefully at least somewhat installed. So I'm realizing with some of these steps I have to do them a couple times. I'm not sure if it's on my end that I'm the one making a lot of mistakes, or if it's just, some of the glitchy process. maybe the site itself is a little glitchy because I just literally was working on the Game and Compute site. So it should show you this success. We're so much closer to launch, and if you go to see my site, let's hope this works, because this should be pretty much the last step. Yeah, there it is, and we are at the .com. You can't really see it at the top. There it is. It'll show you down here. MagicSkinTech.com. Up here, I do have the https:// so you can see that now we've got a store. Now you can go in, you can make it so that this top bar is not visible. You can basically go in and edit all of this stuff to appropriately match your own store. Like, look, you can't leave this here, that lorem ipsum dolorem stuff. You can't leave all this stuff here. You'll notice some of the stock images. This dude, he's a stock image in another template. So, there's, if you either want to, what I would say is you either want to take out the sections that you're not going to have operational immediately and then kind of add them in and not have a bunch of blank sections so people aren't scrolling down and there's not a bunch of stuff that's not you. Like, if you don't need these links, if you're not selling mugs or hoodies or whatever, if your about us is not this lorem ipsum dolorem stuff, you're going to want to put your socials. If you don't have, for example, YouTube, you can take this out. One thing that kind of irks me, which is kind of a weird thing, is like a lot of times where the copyright on websites will be like 2022 or something, and it's like, nobody went in and looked at it. Every year, make sure you go in and change your copyright, because then it just, sometimes when people see that, it just doesn't look right. But you're going to want to make sure, your privacy policies, your cookie policies, your terms and conditions, I'd say maybe start there. Work on that first. So if anybody encounters your site, they can at least figure out the cookie situation and kind of know what's up. Then put your about page up. And then whatever you're ready to sell, you can launch that. Have at least one item and the privacy policy and about page and everything all set up. So if anybody does enter your site, they're not seeing all this other nonsense on here. Because I'm not selling any of this, but you want to make for sure, it's your stuff that you're actually selling. And so now you got your website up. You can play around with it if you dare. You can go back into Softoculus or WordPress themes. You can get a Cadence theme. You could try to see if the AI auto-generated ones work any better than this. This is still AI, but it's not using their specific AI features. They kind of edit as you go. I said I'd show you the Game and Compute site. So with Game and Compute, I'm still working on it, but I barely got it up. It was looking like this before I put in the official template with Cadence, and then I went ahead and used this Cadence template, so this is what it looks like now. I'm obviously not doing fitness coaching or training courses and testimonials or courses like that, so I'm gonna have to go in and change all this out, but I kind of like that this was more word heavy. I don't need all these people stretching around in their kitchens and stuff. But yeah, I hope it worked for you. I know I'm kind of long-winded in showing things, and I wanted to go through it this way so you guys could see kind of this start to finish process. You could either use things free, have the free domain with the free extension, or you can purchase a domain name, and you can basically either use this website builder that they have in here. You're going to change your name servers initially through whatever hosting you're using, and or you can actually, I think you can pay hosting through Infinity Free, but I don't know how much it costs and I've never used it, so I don't really think you want to do that. Maybe, I don't know. And then you can manage your SSL certificates. For anything that doesn't work, I would say go delete it and then try it again. This is kind of glitchy though. You've seen me do it live now, fumbling through it. It took me a few days to kind of watch a couple other tutorials and see what I may have missed. But now I've got two perfectly fine working websites. This one's going to be the old one, so I can still play around. The cool thing about having two duplicate sites is you can kind of play around with the one, and then you can kind of like see what you actually want it to look like without like doing a whole lot of updates to your actual paid for domain. Remember, you're going to get all these pop-ups all the time. And then make sure your SSL certificate does not expire. You're going to have some issues if you have that happen. Now, a lot of times when you first have a website up, it's going to be hard to, it might be hard to get into it. You might, excuse me, you might type in www.magicskintech.com or https://magicskintech.com, and it's gonna give you this like over here on the left side of your URL of the bar is gonna give you like this red like error message in your Chrome browser or whatever browser you're using, and it's gonna say something along the lines of there's no certification, or there's gonna be some certificate issues. I'm gonna show you guys how to deal with that if that comes up for you. The different possible things you could potentially change to make it so that you can search with that. But for now, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna look up this site on my cell phone and just make sure it kind of works and it's not fake, and it's not only working just only on my laptop because I had set up everything. It is a couple seconds slow. I'll give it that it is a little slow. And these sites, honestly, they're not that powerful with the free hosting. You have to be careful. You can't probably be running like a server out of it or something like it. I don't know, but I don't think you can. It does have limits. But yeah, this site is up and running fine. So I hope this was helpful, and yeah, you're saving yourself on hosting if you're using this method, and you're saving yourself on a Shopify subscription if you're using this method. You want to go through and test everything. If you've got a store, you want to test it for yourself. Maybe put a free product on there, at least a free digital product, test it out, and make sure that it gets to your inbox, and make sure you can download it. At least do that, and make sure you've got the proper payment gateways and everything. Like this is just a start. I'm going to be talking more about SEO. I'm going to talk more about HTTPS. I'm going to talk more about some of the AI things that are coming up that Neil Patel has spoken about. I've got a lot of things I want to talk about that has to do with websites. But for now, that's going to be about it for now. I hope you guys are happy with your websites, and you see how I guess I'm not super smooth with it, but also these kind of free methods are a little bit clunky. So just to note that, and you do have some limitations, and you do have to log into your site. I'd recommend logging into all of these. Your main Infinity Free dashboard, and your WordPress admin, just to make sure that it doesn't cancel. Like, try to log in once every couple weeks. Try not to make it take longer than a month. I don't know if they give you 30, 60, or 90 days, but they will cancel all this work that you've put in um, if you don't go in and log into your sites. Like if I don't log into this one ever, but I'm only using this one, eventually they're going to be like, you haven't logged into this one in a certain amount of days. Into your Infinity free in a certain amount of days, it might make you set it up again. But yeah, alright, I gotta get on with my lunch. But I mean that's it for now. Thanks for tuning in. I hope it was all helpful and smooth for everybody.